And you're a realtor as well, correct?
I just became licensed this year.
And why did you decide to do that?
Well, I think anyone that's been in this business, what's the most common objection you get from these sellers? Well, I want this much money. It's like, okay, well, perfect. I can offer that to you by listing your property for you on market. I understand land. I've done this many transactions. I know what you're asking for. And we've always been honest and transparent with our sellers of, we think your land is worth this much money, but this is how much we can pay for it. What you are losing in price, you're making up for in speed and convenience. And that was our offer. And that's always been our offer. And it's still our offer. I'm picking up a portfolio of 17 lots that a land seller called me on. I sent him a postcard. It's this postcard right here for people on YouTube of, tired of lowball offers on your land, give us a call. We'll get you market price. And they said, what's market price for my land? I told them 800,000. And they said, okay, fantastic. And but then I said, I'm an investor. If you guys just want to get it off your hands in like 30 or 45 days, I'll buy it from you for 219,000. And they said, can you do 328? Picking up another portfolio. But yeah, primary motivator was I've spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands on realtor commissions selling my property where it feels like I'm doing all the work. I'm able to vertically integrate my business that way and add so much more deal flow because a majority of the leads that we've had in our system and continue to add to our system want market price for their land, which is totally fair. And then I'm able to add buyer clients. I've got a buyer client right now where we made significant 8-figure offer on 41,000 acres out here, where the commission on that is upwards of $500,000 for just being in the industry and networking like crazy. So it's been great. And one of the other drivers is I spend very little money to get these deals. My return on ad spend on just neutral postcards is, I don't know, like 1 to 30 right now. And I don't have to buy the asset to go make $2 or $5 or $50 or $100,000 commission. I'm just brokering the deal, which is really great.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. I mean, all the things you say here, it's just like, oh yeah. Totally. Makes me wonder, like, is there any negative or downside to becoming a realtor? Like, is there anything about it where you're like, bummer, I wish I wasn't a realtor right now? Or is it all upside?
There is some downside. And the only thing that I've experienced so far is like just being beholden to some of the regulations, which I left healthcare because I'm like anti-regulatory, where my brokerage won't allow me to do contract for deed. And I do have some clients that sell on terms with contract for deed rather than no deed of trust. So that's added some complication. But like,
you saying your brokerage won't let you buy them contract for deed?
Yeah, represent in any part of the transaction for contract for deed.
And why is that?
Liability. But I'm with a pretty large brokerage. So we'll see. That could change down the road. It's pretty common in the land space. And, there's not many land agents out there. So competition isn't too fierce. But I mean, I think people are like, oh, you have to disclose everything. It's like, well, yeah, this little disclosure at the bottom saying, if your property is currently listed with an agent, this is not a solicitation to steal listings or something like that. And then on all the purchase and sale agreements, we just disclose that we're a broker. But on our original purchase and sale agreements that we used to use before we used the commission docs, it always said our intent is to purchase this and immediately resell it for profit. I don't have any problem being extremely transparent or honest with what we're doing. So maybe that can be considered a negative. A lot of people don't like realtors, but we're seeing a tremendous amount of, it pretty much goes straight to bottom line revenue from all the commission that we're able to generate through this.
Those disclosures, like we intend to purchase it and sell it for a profit, or like we're not trying to steal a listing. Has there ever been an instance where you've like tangibly seen, oh, they saw that and it just killed the deal? Like because of that, everything fell apart? Or is it not really something that's ever caused a problem?
I can't say with certainty that it's never caused a problem, because we do have leakage in the business where it's like everything is good, everything is great. We get the contract in front of them and then we never hear from them again. So that happens. Could that be the cause of it? Maybe. I don't know. But no one's ever directly said anything of like, oh, you're an investor. No, we're at the very beginning, like in our first line of everything of we're investors. That's who we are. Most sellers are not our clients on the investor side of business. And that's what everyone experiences. And I don't try to make it that way. We either purchase land at an extreme discount or we list it for them. Or if we're in another state, I'm able to refer. Like I've got clients going to Wyoming right now. I found an on-market listing for them. I'm not a broker in Wyoming. I texted the agent, are you fine with a 25% referral fee if they close with you? And she said, absolutely. And so I'll make, I don't know, maybe $9,000 just by having one phone call referring an agent to one of my clients. in another state, which I've heard people say at conferences and on podcasts of how they refer business to realtors and then they get a referral fee. That's illegal. You cannot do that if you're not licensed. And being licensed allows me to do that.